good? Okay.
Yeah, folks.
All right. It's good. Ready? Forgive me. That's usually you doing it.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Get on this alley.
Get into character, man. Come on. Get yourself together. What's your problem? Hello. What's happening, everybody? I feel like an idiot sometimes when I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm talking to nobody. So, another episode. Another week. Oh, boy. Maybe to change in the future. So, last week.
Another week of this
We
shenanigans.
talked about some stuff. Got some feedback last week from our biblical slavery theological question. Some good. Some people didn't agree. It's fine. It's 100% A-okay. That's the point. You leave whatever comment you want. We're not thin-skinned. So, take it with stride. I'm actually glad, though, that the person that left a negative comment because it made me research it even more, and now I'm more convinced that the Bible doesn't condone slavery. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Today I worked, got up at 4 o'clock, just to come here and work again because it's called dedication. You feel good? He doesn't feel good. A little sickly. You know how those weaker guys get. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so also thank you to everybody who's watching and liking and sharing. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Kinda sick. So we got our stereotypical, three news stories. 3 news stories that we pulled from out the week. And we're doing a little something on top of our theological question. We're doing a little something special for Black History Month. So every time we record during this month, either I or him will pick a Black American from history and talk about him. So that'll come after the news story and before the theological question. So this week I picked it, and then he'll pick next week. So we hope that's a little. And I swear, if anybody, why are you making such a big? Shut up. Okay, be quiet.
Oh, no.
You don't gotta watch. What do you mean, whoa?
Shut up about what?
If anybody complains about why can't you celebrate everybody's history or something stupid,
Well, we can.
yeah. We can do whatever we want. You don't like it? Don't listen. Like it or not, we got to get some t-shirts. Anyway, the first story, which...
My mom always said, don't tell people shut up.
My mom says the same thing. And her husband tells me to shut up. On top of other things that a loving father says, like, you're not holding the light still, or... That's all I got. Okay. So, the first story is a little on the sadder side, but also, like, very confusing. You read all these, right? Sure. Okay, good. So, 3 Chief fans, Kansas City Chiefs, okay, were found dead at their friend's house so it was 5 people. 5 people were at the party. 3 people wound up dead, and we'll tell you a little bit about that, obviously. So, it was on January 7th. 5 friends met at a Mr. Jordan Willis's house to watch the Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Who won, by the way, do you know? The Chiefs. I didn't write that part of the story down.
Not a Chiefs fan.
Okay, so long story short, he doesn't care. So, David Harrington, 37, Ricky Johnson, 38, and Clayton McKinney, 36, were found dead in Willis's backyard, right? Willis was the host of the party. He invited everybody over. The other friend, who's, at least in this report, didn't mention his name. In other reports it did, but I won't, just out of respect for his privacy. He left the party after about 11, right? And all four of them stayed. And when he left, he said that after the game was over, it was 11 p.m., they were just on the couch watching Jeopardy. So, like I said, Jordan Willis, he hosted the party. He went to bed. Okay. He said that he was going to bed and left the other three just there. I mean, they're all friends, right? You stay as long as you want, leave when you want, whatever. I'm going to bed. A neighbor did report seeing them bringing alcohol there, so they were probably, drinking, watching the game, having a good time, in their opinion. So 48 hours go by, right? 48 hours, 2 days. It's now January 9th. And Willis is claiming to be sleeping on the couch. According to his lawyer, he was asleep for 2 days.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. For real, what you talking about, Willis? He claimed to be asleep for 2 days, didn't notice the phone calls or the text messages from any of the family or friends of the three men. He said he was on the couch with a fan on, with noise-canceling headphones, just relaxing for 2 days and sleeping. So, didn't notice anybody calling him or texting him until police officers came and knocked on his door after one of the partners of one of the deceased men came to his house, basically broke in and found the dead bodies, called the cops. That's where the cops met him, at his house. If you hear that in the background, the neighbors are talking amongst themselves. So, like I said, they found the three men dead. Not too long after, Willis checked himself into a rehab. It didn't specifically say what he was addicted to, but he checked himself into a rehab facility. Which left a lot of people to suspect that the men died from drugs at the party. One neighbor said he saw them bringing in cases of beer, and this guy has now checked himself into a rehab. One of them, which I think was Willis, I didn't write this down, but just going back off my memory, and you can look it up, I think that he dabbled in medicine, but like as a major, like schooling wise.
Yeah, he went to school to be a scientist that deal with chemicals,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So that's pretty coincidental. The three men, they were found in his backyard. One of them was reportedly sitting in a lawn chair, just sat back. I think the other two were like laying down on the porch. And like it's cold outside, right? It's minus, it's snowing. So it's going to take a couple weeks for the toxicology report to come back. The Kansas City Police Department issued a statement that said they are 100% not investigating it as a homicide.
For now.
For now.
When the toxicology report get back.
Because even if the toxicology report comes back that they had drugs, there's no saying that they were forced to take them.
If it could, all the fentanyl going around, it could have been fentanyl.
That's true. I mean, so hypothetically, even if a toxicology report comes back, they could have taken it voluntarily, or they could have been like laced. Really, the only people who know are the three men who are dead, and then Willis. Maybe the guy who left.
If they had drug problems, and he had drug problems, and they all got drug problems, and they all did that drug that night, how come he didn't die either?
I don't know. And apparently he didn't know that his friends were in the backyard. He worked, I believe it said he worked from home, right? He worked remotely. He didn't leave. He said he didn't leave for those 2 days. He stayed home and he never looked outside. So he didn't see his friends. But you stay home for 2 days, claim you're sleeping, claim that you didn't hear text messages or phone calls from any concerned family members, didn't see your friends dead, and only know about it when the cops knock on your door, and then you check yourself in rehab. I'm not blaming this man for anything, but I've seen enough and listened to enough murder mystery podcasts to know that something is shady with this guy.
So, my thoughts on it is, if he's checked himself in rehab, to me I feel like that's a cover up to make it think that all of them had drug problems. So I'm gonna check myself in. So if drugs are in their system, then that'll prove they just died of.
It's a possibility.
That's my opinion on it.
Or maybe.
Now, if it comes back with some type of other kind of chemical in their system other than fentanyl, then you might have another issue too.
Well, maybe they were all taking drugs.
They'll take his drug test. If he's got fentanyl in his system, and they do, they'll probably say that's what caused it. But if he doesn't have fentanyl in his system and he's checking himself in, he's trying to cover up something. Maybe he give him fentanyl and they didn't even know he give it to him.
Or, to play devil's advocate, just a little bit, maybe they all voluntarily participated in drugs. And the 3 men went outside, got hit with the effects of the drugs, and stayed out there long enough to die, where Willis went to sleep in his own bed. And the 3 men stayed out there long enough, being under the influence of drugs, that they froze to death. And then he realized it, but he knew that if he called the police, maybe there was a chance that they were not only going to try to pin it on him, but they were going to hit him with drug charges. They're not going to hit the 3 dead men with charges. Maybe he got scared, and in his state of drug-induced panic, he didn't know what to do. That's everything that was just said is if ands. Okay, we have no idea. It's all assumptions.
Yeah. So, and another thing, he could be telling the truth, because this is what could happen. They could all been doing the same drugs, so they go outside, and while they're on drugs, their body doesn't really comprehend how cold it is. So maybe they could have fell asleep outside. And since he was inside, he fell asleep inside, that may be why he didn't pass away, and they did.
That's
so
what
maybe he's not telling the whole truth.
Yeah, I think something's.
Either way, I don't think he's telling the whole truth. I think he knows exactly what happens.
Yeah, something about it is a little shady. But until the toxicology report comes back and they do further study on it, who really knows? So the next one is, this already happened, but when I was writing it didn't happen yet. So just as an early whoop whoop.
Yeah, now we're back on track with the apocalypse situations.
This is a little apocalyptic. The next story is apocalyptic, but for a different reason, and you'll see why. This one is my favorite story, but also is so concerning. But okay, so it says February 2nd, which was yesterday, Friday. We're all still alive because the size, I said that wrong, an asteroid the size of a football field was passing by Earth yesterday. Football field size asteroid, might not sound that big. We'll just wait. So we're all here. So we lived. The giant space rock, which was named 2008 OS7, got around 1.7 million miles from Earth at a speed of like 11 miles an hour. It might not seem close, but in space terms, 107 million miles it's kind of close. It's close enough for concern. So if an asteroid that big were to hit Earth in like a major city, it would leave a 11-mile wide crater, vaporizing 2 million people just instantaneously. Okay? And the impact and the fireball that preceded it would kill another 11 million people. Okay? Just the size of a football field. For NASA, it's a big deal. 1.7 million miles is not that bad. Apparently, this asteroid, it circles around Earth like every 900 and something days. Or is it years? I think it's days. So it hasn't hit us yet. And the likelihood of it ever hitting us is like very, very small. So small, it's not even something you should really worry about. But NASA still takes these things serious.
Every time you turn around, there's a asteroid coming close to Earth.
We're super close to an asteroid belt.
Like some of these asteroids, they be coming from out of nowhere.
Luckily, just as a little scientific fact here, Jupiter's gravity is so intense that any asteroids on a collision course for Earth usually get deflected towards Jupiter because it has such a intense gravitational pull. Just might be another design case. I've heard it put like that before. Just saying. Hey, sue me. But so they were concerned.
Don't sue me.
Yeah, don't sue him. Don't sue me either. Figure of speech. Clarify. So enough concern for NASA when it comes to asteroids. In 2022, so 2 years ago now, I'm going to have to get used to saying that, they carried out a mission, by they I mean NASA, to basically run a spacecraft into an asteroid to see if they can deflect the path, which to me is so cool. I've seen the video of it. It's just this big rock. Who knows like actually how big it is. In the video, it looks huge. It's just this gigantic mass of sharp rock all stuck together, and they smashed a spacecraft into it to try to deflect it, and it worked. Like in the video, you hear everybody in the office throwing up papers, yelling, kissing each other. Maybe not kissing each other, but they were all like clapping, and they were very excited. Which proves, at least to them, and to me, that we can kind of divert anything that might come into our direct path, depending on like smaller ones, smaller things in the sense of like smaller asteroids, like football-sized field asteroid. Bennu also wasn't the asteroid that they hit with the spacecraft. That was a different mission. I got that confused. But the Bennu one, they do say that one could hit Earth in 2182, which I will not be around to see. Not like my great-great-great-grandkids.
2182.
Okay, maybe my great-great-great-grandkids might be around, but whatever. If that hit Earth, that would be like 22 atom bombs going off. Like Earth wouldn't. We're not living. Nobody's living through that. Maybe on the opposite side of the planet, but who knows? But the chance is like 1 in 2,700. Which when I read that, that's not a lot. Like you have a better chance of not winning. Like to win the lottery is like 1 in 300 million. We have a better chance of getting hit by an asteroid than winning the lottery. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't want to start no conspiracy theory here. But what if all this we hear about asteroids coming this close to the Earth, coming that close to Earth, and then something happens and they will see it was asteroid, but then again it might not be an asteroid. It could have been something planned, and they said, well, asteroid did it. Just a thought.
I don't know. That is very conspirative. Who knows though? Like, dude, they could have space lasers in space by now. Would we really know? I mean, come on. They collected samples from that asteroid, by the way, which again, it's really, really cool how you can do that. Just in case an Armageddon style deflection mission was required. They got the samples because they wanted to learn more about it.
They must say never watched the movie Species.
Huh?
The movie Species.
Species.
Taking stuff from Asteroids and stuff like that.
Was that a
Bringing
movie?
down aliens. Another
Yeah.
another horror movie.
Let's not do that, please. Please. I don't have the money or the time for these problems. So that's deflecting asteroids, collecting samples from asteroids. Super cool, dude. Space is such a super vast, amazing thing. Like, it blows my mind, the scale of how big space is. Unfortunately, the next story is a little closer. Weird, yeah. And when I say closer, not like in space terms, I just mean in state terms. So, let me just read you the title, okay?
Yeah. Never mind. I bet not see it.
Okay. New diaper spa has popped up in good old New Hampshire. Everybody's favorite state, New Hampshire. I don't have anything against New Hampshire. Just the name sounds funny. So a diaper spa, according to the website, is a welcoming place for all, quote, diaper lovers and enthusiasts, end quote. We're really getting to some quality things here. So it's run by a Dr. Colleen Ann Murphy, who is a board-certified integrative medicine physician and sexologist. These are people who study sex. Pretty sure there's more to it than that. They probably study relationships and how sex plays a part into it. But she's also a medical physician, board-certified. Her spa, according to the website, offers a range of services, from the most popular one being virtual play dates for $200 an hour. I wish I had these problems. $200 an hour sessions. I don't want to participate in that, but I wish I had $200 an hour just to blow. Or, and here's the fun part, a $1,500 all-day diaper B&B experience for, quote, the little one inside you. End quote.
When they poop in their diapers, then she changes.
Dude, I don't know what they do.
Do she change their diaper when they poop in them?
I don't know. And honestly,
I mean, they pretending to be babies, ain't they?
yes. So, this...
You reckon they, when she changed their diaper, you reckon they... Oh, boy. You know how you change a baby diaper and they pee on you?
He's getting
You
you?
reckon when they change the diapers, they pee on her?
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, dude, I hope that these people have some sort of dignity not to pee on the lady changing them. So,
I mean,
they're
babies. Adult babies.
It's targeted for ABDL individuals, which is an abbreviation for adult baby diaper lovers. Okay? Oh, adult baby diaper lovers. These are people who act a voluntary regression to a previous age and or wear a diaper for psychological reasons. So it isn't all, not all of it is sexual in nature. Some of these people genuinely have psychological problems going on. ADBL or adult baby diaper lovers. Okay. Their behavior can spawn from continence issues, so basically like performance issues. It's got childhood abuse and or premature loss of a parent. It also could include sexual gratification or strategies to cope with negative mood states. Now, according to the Journal of Sexual Medicine in 2017, this was 2017, right? A lot has changed since 2017. But that study indicated that while it can be sexual, adult baby role playing, in particular, is, quote, more likely to be an ab to be I'm stupid, I did a typo. It's more likely to be an interpersonal non-sexual behavior helping some individuals decreased attachment anxiety and negative mood states, end quote. So from that 2017 sex medical journal, it's indicating that a majority of the time it's to help people with deep psychological problems who are dealing with grief or premature loss or coping mechanisms, but it can be sexual. Now, I'm all for helping people with psychological problems. It's a very real thing. But there is a line, people. I don't feel like this is helping anybody. For a grown adult to dress up in a diaper and act like a baby, I don't see how that could help someone psychologically. And I'm not a doctor, but man, there's got to be better things. No?
So if you got a problem, if you identify as a baby, and you wear diapers around your house, so if you come there, you wear the diaper there, it's gonna help you. Wouldn't you want to help them get over that? I don't. Well, come here and you can wear them here, and we'll treat you just fine.
I don't know if she does it to help them get over it, or if she does it to encourage it, because she did say that the Dr. Murphy feels sad that people don't realize or accept these people's behavior. So I don't know if she tries to help them get out of this or if she perpetuates it because she thinks that it is a good thing. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of elderly people that have to wear diapers. I don't think they.
Well, that's different.
I don't think they want to wear those diapers. I think they would prefer not to wear them.
These people, on the other hand, these people.
So I wouldn't.
They voluntarily do it.
That's nothing to make fun at.
Yeah.
But.
No, people who
these
actually
are pretending they want to be babies.
Yeah.
They want to play out sexual fantasies as a baby, which is kind of
weird.
It's more than weird.
I mean, there's a lot of problems for me with that. Like I said, dude, I'm not a doctor, but even just being a person with common sense, something about this doesn't seem right. It almost seems like a psychological problem that somebody needs to address and help these people through, not perpetuate it by, hey, you spend $1,500 and we'll give you an all-day treatment. And, we'll give you the whole works. You know what I'm saying? That's weird.
You think this work with your bills?
Wait, what?
The bill man come, say, I can't pay the bills this month. I'm a kid this week. I'm a kid this month.
Oh, yeah. So do you not see me? I'm in a diaper. I have a binky in my mouth. Go talk to somebody else. Like, nah. Look, we live in a day and age where anybody can identify as anything they want, I guess. So, am I surprised? No. But, boy, while I was reading this article, I was concerned and confused because you're a grown adult. You do whatever you want, dude. Like, literally. But if you're going to do whatever you want and advertise it out like we do, prepare to get people to say something. We did that video last week and somebody left a comment where they didn't like what we said. I'm prepared for that. That's I mean, you take it in stride. So if you're going to advertise a business where, hey, come on in and dress up like a little baby and we'll give you the whole works, dude, you're a grown adult. There's got to be more practical uses for money and time. But some of the neighbors are not happy about this. So there's this one lady named Kayla. Boy, I literally told Kaylee that I was going to memorize this lady's name. I forgot how to pronounce it.
Can you say it?
Gallagher? Kayla Gallagher. She expressed concern because she doesn't want her kids or anybody's kids exposed to these people, right? Exposed to this kind of behavior. So she filled out a petition for leaders, town leaders, to reject the business and reject zoning license for the application for the spa, which as of Tuesday, probably more now, had 260 signatures. So let's play a little bit of devil advocate here. Okay. This woman, Dr. Murphy, she is a doctor. She's board certified. She's a sexologist. She is board certified in integrated medicine, right? She's a physician. So, am I going to claim that I know more than her? No. But I guarantee there are people in her same exact qualifications who think that this is not a good idea, right? It does stem from how people interpret reality, okay? In saying that, she does have rules, okay? No smoking, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And her clients must be 21 years or older. And Kayla Gallagher's concern was that her kids were going to be exposed to this. Well, on her website, it says that all activities are offered exclusively on site. But, and that's all good, but when I was reading on her website in the frequently asked section, it implies that you can have mountain trips, beach play date, along with a mall that she mentions that you can go shop at. So if you're going to say all things are exclusively on site, but in the frequently asked section, kind of insert all these trip plans, that's not really adding up. Whether or not she meant that physically we go, or like you would do at a daycare, we're going to pretend to go to the mountains. We're going to pretend to go to the beach. But it doesn't really work when you say we're going to go to the mall. That's right down here. So are they going dressed up as babies? Are they going dressed up as people? How does it work? I don't really know. All I do know is I was laughing a lot while I was writing this because it's just so weird. And I'm not laughing at the people who actually have psychological trauma. I'm laughing at the fact that people think that this is a good help for individuals suffering with obvious problems. And not all of them have psychological problems, so to say. Even though I think dressing up as a baby for sexual gratification is a psychological problem.
Well, some of them probably do it just because they won't. They just want to do it because that's they fantasize that.
Right. But that's still a little weird to me. And maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But it's weird to me. Like everything in my common sense wishbones tell me that it's creepy. Okay? And I feel like there are more helpful methods to people who are actually suffering with psychological trauma. You know? It's just my opinion. You don't like it?
Yeah, but I mean,
get over it.
We're not trying to tell people what they can do or not do.
Yeah.
We ain't here to tell you that. We just here to talk about it.
If you're a grown adult and you want to pay $1,500 for an all day like baby experience, dude, that's your $1,500. But like I said, it's a news report. And it's going to affect, what if they start popping up around me? Like, that affects me. What if I got to vote on it or something? You know? Hey, we want to build this across from your house. You know? Okay, well, I'm a real human being in the real world, and this is real world issues. I'm going to talk about it. You don't like my opinion? Dude, like it or not, who cares? Like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I think it's weird. But I think that the people who are actually suffering from trauma should seek help in the appropriate ways. I just don't see how this is helpful. Okay? in the way that they're at least describing it. We're dressing up as babies and forgetting about all your problems. I don't see how that helps, but, whatever. Don't be nervous.
Sit down.
About the baby story?
I ain't nervous. What I'm nervous for?
Don't be nervous. You can't be nervous, son. Okay. Now, for the month of February, we're on to our Black History Month segment, where we pick a person from history who was a black individual who did some incredible things. And this week, so he came up with this idea, and I said, dude, I love it. Let's do it. Person that we're going to talk about this week, Harriet Tubman. One of the first people that came to my mind. And when I started reading more about her, I was even more fascinated. It's not going to be a super, super long section. We're just going to give you like a good overview. But, dude, she was killing it. Like, for real. So, and Harriet Tubman's not even a real name. I didn't know that. It was not the name that she had when she was born. Let me say that. So the name that she had when she was born as Araminta Ross. This is crazy, right? This is a completely different person. But she was born in March of 1822. It's not exactly known when in March. And she was born into slavery, right? In Dorchester County, Maryland. As a young child, she's still in slavery. So as a young child, one of the overseers was trying to throw a heavy weight at somebody else, but it hit her instead, which caused dizziness, pain, and hypersomnia, which it basically means that you have a hard time staying up. You can just have spouts of falling asleep, so it's kind of similar to like narcolepsy. But after that, she experienced pain and dizziness for a long time, and like that really close narcolepsy spells. She had to deal with that for the rest of her life. But after the injury, from her words, she began to experience visions and vivid dreams, which she attributed to God speaking to her, right? So she escaped in 1849 to Philadelphia, right? And that's when she decided to start helping other people escape. Mainly because she had to go back. Well, she didn't have to. She wanted to. She wanted to go back and help her family, who was going to be sold off. They were going to be split up. She's like, no, I can't do this. So she wanted to go back and help her family, which she did. And she kept doing that with family and friends. And all in all, she had 13 missions and rescued approximately 70 enslaved people. Like I said, including friends and family. 70 people, that's a lot of people. 13 missions, that's a lot of risking your own life and other people's lives for freedom. She put everything on the line, right? That is amazing. And her nickname was Moses, which we watched, it was a long time ago, but they made a Harriet Tubman movie. They called her that a lot, and like it never even registered to me, but they called her Moses because of the actions she would do to rescuing her people from captivity, which, is a parallel to the biblical Moses rescuing the Israelites from the Egyptian people. She later joined the Union Army, where at first she was just a cook. She was a cook and a nurse. Then she was an armed scout and a spy. Like I said, when I kept reading about it, it was just more and more cool stuff, man. It's crazy to me. And she guided the raid on, I don't know if it's Cambahi Ferry, which liberated more than 700 enslaved people. 700. She guided that, which it credited her to be the first woman to lead an army, right? To lead an army expedition in the war. truck go by. So,
I think that's that asteroid.
oh yeah, dude, it's delayed by a couple hours. She was also an activist in the women's suffrage movement, which was to help give women the right to vote, amongst other things. Which of course she was, because why wouldn't she be, dude? She's already done all this great stuff. It was just another step in the journey. She retired, and I'm assuming when it says retired, it meant like retired from helping, like going out on missions for enslaved people. I think that's what it was trying to say. I don't think she ever stopped advocating, but she retired in 1859 in Auburn, New York, to care for her aging parents. Her parents were getting old. Right. She eventually passed away. She's buried at Fort Hill Cemetery in Auburn, New York, where she lived, until the remainder of her life. Which, that's just a brief overview. Like, there's so many layers to it. I highly recommend you go. It's no wonder that our history teachers talked about her in school, dude. This lady is phenomenal. At one point, they speculated that her and Frederick Douglass were helping each other at one point. Frederick Douglass being another activist for the liberation of enslaved African Americans. I mean, dude, it's just amazing, like, what these people went through and what they did. It just blows my mind how strong-willed a person like that is.
Yeah, it's good to learn about these individuals. Young people need to learn about these individuals. This is just one person. There's so many that young people don't even know their names or know what they did. And there's stuff that we use today that somebody could have created, and it was because of him, but we don't know their name or her, Mm-hmm. So it's good to know this. We just want to do a part to bring some of this to people, and what people look at Harriet Tubman, and in our minds, what she did seemed simple, but it wasn't simple. In her days, it was not simple. Could you imagine what she had to do? This stuff is at nighttime. She had to be a very brave individual.
Because she knew
stuff she went through,
if she
she had to avoid it, and the people she had to avoid, and her story is a great story in American history.
Yeah, because like I said, she knew every time she went out there, if she got caught, she was probably gonna be killed. Right? She was doing something that they strictly forbade. Right? The idea of liberating enslaved people, which a lot of like racist white dudes at the time decided that, nah, you're my property. Like, that'd be like you coming and stealing my cars. It's ridiculous. But she had a lot of bravery to be able to put herself on the front lines many times. Like, I salute this lady, man. It's awesome. It's awesome the things that she did. You ready to go from that really, really high to just be knocked down a little bit with this theological question of the week? This theological question of the week, by the way.
This is one of the biggest theological
questions. It's one of the biggest. Dude, you thought biblical slavery or like Jesus claiming to be God, you thought these things were big?
Hold on, dog lovers.
Hold on to your britches, man. This was a recommendation from one of our viewers. Are you ready? Do animals have souls? Dude, it's a crazy week, man. It's crazy.
Me myself, I hope so.
Huh?
I do hope so.
Well,
dogs that you had going on.
Well, I'm gonna get into it a little bit. I see you got more stuff written down on this.
Remember Damien?
Oh yeah.
I think if he's in heaven, you think he's God be like, man, that dog, that is hard-headed.
I don't know. I think if Damien's in heaven, he's probably doing everything perfect.
Yeah, that dog right there.
Maybe down here he was hard-headed and spiteful.
He do stuff, bro, and then he'll look at you, like, see what I just did? You see, I just told this poor.
Proud. He was proud of his doings. Do animals have souls? And we mean, when I say animals, I mean like animals, like all animals. You can attribute more like pets, dogs, cats, something of those calibers. So first off, I want to define what a soul is. Okay, I think that's pretty important. According to the Bible, for one, in 1 Thessalonians 5:23, may God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless in the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, in asking what a soul is, it's also important to know what makes a human being unique and separate from everything. According to 1 Thessalonians, it's a spirit, a soul, and a body. 3 distinct things, when come together, make us what we are. Okay, so it would seem that you need all 3 of those things, like I said, to be considered to have what we would attribute to a soul or a unique essence about us. You got something? Okay, all right. Okay. The body, like, now let's break it down to animals. If they're on caliber with us, so to say, when it comes to redemption in heaven, right? This is where this gets to. So the body is pretty self-explanatory. Animals have bodies. If they didn't, well, we wouldn't have animals. So the soul is a little trickier. Okay? Now, that's a little tricky to define, but I say how I would define it and how I've seen other people define it is the soul is what you can consist of that would basically have your personality, thoughts, and emotions, at least to my understanding. This is where your personality comes from. This is where your reactions, your thoughts, your processes, that's where they come from. You know? Whether you want this or that, or how you feel, or what do you think about this person. That's what I think the soul is. Okay? The spirit, I think, is what separates us, makes us unique. Okay? The spirit allows us to connect with God, and that's the thing that departs from us when we go into the afterlife. Right? At least to my understanding. Maybe you got something different. And like, we don't have to agree, it's fine. Yeah, but like, we don't get together and like collaborate with these questions. I just send him what the question is. We do our own thing, just because I think it makes it more interesting. So
I have some scriptures. I mean,
scripture it up.
They may not specifically say animals have souls, but it has some meaning to it. So, Ecclesiastes 3:19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beast. Every one thing falleth them, as the one death, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath. So this is a point. God created man and beast.
They all have share one breath.
His. Right? Okay. You go on and
okay.
To another.
All right. Now, like I was saying about us having the spirit and that departs from the afterlife, I think, because the question is, do animals have souls? I think it's pretty clear, okay, that animals have souls. Okay? I think it's pretty clear. Because when you look at a dog or a cat, or, well, it's specifically dogs and cats, something about, and mainly dogs, something about those, they're just set apart. But they are very intellectual animals, and even just wild animals. If you look at them, you can see emotion in their eyes. You can see when they're happy to see you, or when they chew on your favorite sock and you're upset. You can see the shame in their eyes. Or even wild animals, you can see them focused. You can see the predators calculating and figuring out what they're going to do, and you can see the prey trying to escape and flee and run away. Those are emotions. Those are reactions. Right? I think that is the soul of the animal. Okay? For me, where it differs is the spirit. So, like, if I want to cut this short right now, I'm not going to. But I can say that I definitely think animals have souls because I think that is a separate question. You know.
There's another scripture. Now, like I said, I ain't saying it proves it. I'm just throwing these out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Psalm 74:19. This is what it says now. Oh, deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked.
Ooh, I didn't even
Now,
see that verse.
Oh, deliver not the soul of the turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. I'm just putting that stuff here. I'm not saying.
I mean, it says soul right there. I guess if you want to go back and do like translations or whatever, but they translated that into the soul of the turtle dove. That fits perfectly along with what I just said. I think that animals have souls. Right? Now, I don't know exactly how deep you get into it because I'm about to say how I think the bigger question is: do the animals that we know go to heaven?
Let me get some of these.
Right? But you do your thing first.
Now, there's parts in the Bible that says that there's animals in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
In Revelations 19:11, and it says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. So, and he that sat upon it was called Faithful and True." So it says he opened, saw the vision, and there's a horse. Jesus sitting on the horse. Right? So there's a horse in heaven.
That's at least one.
14 says, "And animals which, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horses."
I don't know what that was.
Being invaded. Being invaded.
It's that cat.
Come on now, son.
The cat is on the
Being
roof.
invaded by the diaper wearing people. Ain't no cat, son.
Oh, what is it? You said the who people?
See, the cat trying to join the podcast and say, "Yeah, we got souls."
That cat that I posted a photo of, I think is climbing on the roof. What a coincidental time, too.
I'm like, "Let me in. I'll tell him."
That's crazy. But yeah, going back, like, that.
Yeah, if that cat comes in here and start talking, we gonna have.
Yeah, if the cat comes in here and starts speaking, dude, our podcast is going to blow up like crazy. It's AI, dude. It's AI. It's fake. Now, it's really funny that you bring that up because, like I said, I was about to go into whether or not the animals that we know of go into heaven. I do think there are animals in heaven. I think that there are scriptures that back that up, like he just said. The question is, do the pets that we know, do our pets, do they go to heaven? Okay. Now, I don't think so.
Another verse.
Sure. I don't think so. Not in the same sense as us.
Well, Job chapter 12, verse 10. "In whose hands is the souls of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind." In whose hands is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind. I'm getting somewhere. You just stick with
Okay,
me.
all right. Talk about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, me?
I'm gonna go ahead.
All right, well. I think there are animals in heaven. Okay? In Revelation, in Revelation 22, verses 1 through 5, well, he is really trying to, she's, boy or girl, whatever, they're really trying to get in
She
here.
knows.
Revelation 22, verses 1 through 5, it talks about God restoring the Garden of Eden. And if God's going to restore the Garden of Eden, in the days before corruption, the Garden of Eden was full of animals. So if you're going to restore the Garden of Eden back to where it was, there's obviously going to be animals. Okay? So I don't doubt that there are going to be animals in heaven. Now, will our pets die and go to heaven and remember us? I don't really know. but I want to say no just because of the specifics of the spirit that I was talking about. Because in Genesis 1, verses 26 to 27, it talks about God creating man, sculpting man with his hands and breathing the breath of life into him. And we're image bearers of God. Now, it talks about God creating animals, but he spoke those animals into existence. We're a little different. So I don't think that animals are endowed with the same spiritual essence as us. So, unfortunately, I don't think that any of my childhood pets have their personal spirits up in heaven waiting for me. Could they? Maybe. I don't think the text says it. If they do, though, that'd be great. But maybe you got something different?
Well, I got another. I got. What is?
What?
I don't forget.
Ecclesiastes?
Ecclesiastes.
Escatus.
Yeah. 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. I just don't say nothing about animals, but I'm trying to get to a point here.
Okay.
You want to get in you?
I'm done.
Want me to get to my point.
I'm done.
Let me see if
Yeah, wrap that point.
It doesn't. It's something to think about. I'm not saying I'm proving anything, but check this out. God created every living thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Created every man and every living creature, right?
Right.
Every creature is His.
Mm-hmm.
He breathed life into every living thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Without His breath, we would not exist.
Mm-hmm.
God's breath is eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So when flesh dies, we still live on for eternity. God's life, the breath that He breathes into you, never dies. It never stops existing. That's why you live for eternity in one place, because His breath that He breathes into you, and He breathed in every living thing. So His breath is in every living thing. It does not die. It lives on forever. So if God's life is in every living thing, every living creature, mankind, animals, could that mean that life He breathed in animals lives on for eternity?
I don't
It's
think.
just something to think about.
I don't think it's impossible.
I'm not proving nothing. I'm just giving you something to think about.
It's a good point. I don't think it's impossible. I do definitely think, though, that just because God breathes life into something, that doesn't mean it's going to be there for eternity if He doesn't design it that way. See what I'm saying? Because if God breathed life into every animal, when He took that life back after its death, unless He endowed it with what I was talking about as the spirit, then the life just returns to Him. Whereas we have the gift of the spirit to be able to be separated from God's being, right? Where it could just be that animals go back to His being. But like, who really knows? Like, that's a good point, though.
Wouldn't be like, wouldn't it be, because some people love their dogs like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be nice if they lived a godly life and when they got to heaven that their dog was there?
It would be. That would be very cool.
To meet them.
After you got done embracing Jesus
and dogs talk in heaven,
being in God's presence, you just see all your beloved pets just swarming to you. That would be cool. That would be. But this was just a viewer question, which is awesome. Like, please give us more if you want. I have no qualms with that.
So now,
It's
Mr. Theologian can debunk us.
Who?
Did you get it?
He's hawking back to last week's, debunk us, whatever. Hey, say whatever you want, man. That's the point, But be prepared. You got that? be prepared when the guns come out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. But this was just a sillier question, but still relevant to the topic of the Bible and God. I don't know. I thought it was fun. At least this one is the question that can be answered with, if they're not, we'll be happy and fulfilled and satisfied in God. And if they are, that's just one more awesome positive to add to heaven when we get there. So at least it's not a salvation dependent question.
See, some people have different opinions on stuff, and everybody ain't right all the time. So you shouldn't have an attitude of I'm right, take it my way, or else. That's not how you should be. You should have if you trying to teach somebody something in God's word, you should do it out of love and try to teach them, not to prove that you're smarter than them.
I mean, even if you're not teaching someone, about the Bible or God, like even if you don't believe in that stuff, coming at things with a humble heart and trying to explain things with people to have a conversation is gonna work out a lot better than just trying to like beat somebody on the head and say you're wrong and I'm right.
Yeah, because everybody don't know everything. I don't know everything.
I don't either. I would love to, and I am gonna try my best, but to know everything is not in my capabilities at all. So I just do the best I can with what I got. That's really it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this went pretty good. I'm definitely digging the Black History Month shout out. That's cool. I can't wait to see what you pick. And then whatever theological question for next week. We appreciate everybody that watches. I mean, really. It might not seem like we're some big crazy, everybody starts off small. I hope that we can one day have a huge following, not to like boast our heads or anything, but it would be cool to have a community of people where we can come together and see. It's just for fun.
This is like everyday talking to somebody. We ain't here trying to prove. We ain't trying to prove nothing. We just here to talk.
Here to talk about what we want, have fun, So we'll catch y'all on the next one. Feel free to comment, like, share with all your friends, and from the L.I.O.N podcast, aka the Like It or Not. That's all, and we'll see y'all next week.